Today I'm going to be explaining some of my art and what it means, because I realize that whenever I go and I leave this world, I want a whole gallery dedicated to me and my work. And while I'm living, I want to be able to tell people what it all means and why I made it. So if you can't make it to my galleries, then here's the videos explaining what my art means. I feel like uncomfortable not holding this. What if I just hold it? Oh! Starting with the oldie but a goodie, the classic freaking the classic freaking princess over here. Classic freaking princess over here. We got silver face lady, symbolizing the moon and feminine energy. And her hair is like crazy and colorful, symbolizing like energy and stuff. and then we have the background around her. Okay, the background around her is like, you know what? Fuck this. Hold on. Back on my collar it goes. Because I bet that sounds lovely. Guys, where's my dick? The background around her is like, you know, colorful. There's patterns, there's symbols, designs. It's almost like floral, mandala-y, whatever. The background symbolizes the ether, the mental plane of existence, the untethered world, the subconscious mind, etc. The barrier between her physical form and the subconscious ether is just like spirit goop, I guess. Okay, coming out of her mouth, we have blood and water, which is, I feel, materials of life, especially in this case, fluid materials of life. I created this piece when I was on a shamanic retreat. I will not credit or discredit these people because I don't even know them. But basically, I pulled up and everyone was on mushrooms. Yeah, so the blood filling up a chalice, I feel that it symbolizes the creation and destruction of life. And to sustain yourself, you also have to take life. You take in life. You take in the air. You take in the sunlight. You take in the water you consume and the food you consume, which is all part of life. So to live, you need to destroy life that already exists and thus creating something else. Like when I inhale, what comes out of me is different than what I took in. And that's the whole entire gist of this, is just alchemy in general. Turning one thing into something else is basically the whole entire purpose of this piece. The crystal is symbolizing the earth and also just healing energy and focus on spirituality and intentions. So this is about like consciously tuning into things that are going to heal you and choosing that lifestyle for yourself. There are steps there under her mouth that like support her neck. So it's like also representing her voice and the steps it takes to become yourself, and the steps it takes on like a journey of spirituality and just steps in life, different phases of life, you know. And then the chalice of blood, man, connecting to the moon cycle, specifically the menstrual cycle. That's a big theme in a lot of my work, is blood and the moon and feminine energy and yonis, everything. So yeah, there's the moon cycle, and then there's like rubies on there. And then again, the theme of water is here. It's creation, it's motion, it's change, it's dynamic energy. It's the waves are like in a spiral shape. They're making like a whoosh. And then there's different spirals around. So it's about, you know, the golden ratio spiral and the way that is everything in the universe. There's that aspect to it. And then there's also just the fact that like we grow in a spiral shape. You don't learn a lesson one time and then it sticks. That's very rare. Often you learn the same thing again and again and again and again and again and again in just different ways and different layers of yourself. And wait, right now, this light is so pretty. So yeah, you learn again and again and again. And same with like creation and being reborn is you forget and then you remember again and again and again who you actually are. And that's why you have these moments that are like, oh, that's why this feels so good to me. Oh, that's why I was put here on this planet. It wasn't to pay taxes and have a job I hate. It was to like dance and laugh and feel the earth on my skin, you know, and just breathe deeply, and instead of having my thoughts race a million miles per hour, actually just take time and enjoy the moment. So there are those aha moments where you're reminded of your soul's purpose, why you're here. Also, there's just like layers to it, because I think that we all get caught in cycles, and that's what karma is. If you look up actual Hindu meanings of karma, now I'm not gonna sit here and be a white person trying to preach Hinduism, but upon my research, I have found that it's the cycles in you that you repeat again and again, which is your samskara. And those cycles are what keeps you trapped. And so breaking free from your cycle, aka your karma, is what's going to liberate you from the cycle of life and death, which is having those same repeating habits, patterns, thoughts, phrases, things you tell yourself, or things you do in your life. Karma is not what you do to other people as much as it is what sits inside yourself. Take that as you will. It's about like breaking free from those cycles and change. And then moving on, we have the flame of creation, which sits in your stomach. It's going to be these flames next to the yoni. The digestive system in your body is associated with the element of fire in different Asian cultures. We were just talking about Hinduism. That's one of them. That's where a lot of inspiration for my work and my life is inspired from. But also I've heard in Chinese medicine that the stomach is also correlated to fire. I might be wrong with that, but if I remember correctly, that's the case there. Transforming. This whole entire piece is about transforming. So when you put something into the fire, it's not only an offering, but it also creates whatever's needed to sustain. The whole reason why I dyed my hair this color was to give it like flame look. I mean, we're in the middle of fall, but we don't have any like pretty like trees out here, like leaves out here. Yeah, we don't have any pretty orange leaves out here. They're all still green. It's December. I live in Texas. Yeah. This is like the blood of humanity, the water that runs in our bodies, and this dimension that we live in, this plane that we're living in, the vessel that we're living in. It's about the spiritual and physical world, and then how to connect those, and how to and that they're intertwining, and that whenever you tap in to one, you are still tapping into the other, and when you transform yourself on one plane, you're still going to transform yourself on another plane. I think life is a teacher, and when you have an open mind and a willingness to listen, then anyone can teach you. Anyone can be that reflection, because we're all God. We're all extensions of God, and so it's not that person that's teaching you in that moment, it's God that's teaching you in that moment, and you just have to be willing to understand that and take it as a reflection of yourself in that moment. Like, why is this person coming to me? Why is this version of myself showing up in that person? And that's how you can be a student of life, is by learning from everyone, because there's always something to learn from people. I don't think there's a single person who doesn't have any lesson to teach you, even like, I think that if you meet someone at one point in your life, you're going to learn something completely different than if you meet them at another point in your life. And the reason being is because you're already focused and thinking about other things, and you're not ready to learn something that's completely like unrelated to that. So whatever it is, whenever you're meeting these people, whatever point in time you're going to be meeting them, they're going to teach you whatever it is that you need to know in that moment. That's going to help you in your next step. So just have a willingness to listen to life in the way that it's coming to you. Like, it's not about the people. It's not about whether you like them or not. It's about, why is this person coming to me? And if you don't like them, why don't you like them? Now, values and morals and religion and views aside, just think about what that moment is teaching you. How can you be better from that? Like, how can you learn from that? So, disclaimer, if you're trying to do like psychedelic retreats, or if you're trying to do like shamanic work or like healing work, honestly, get someone who's like qualified and actually doing good, and try to get it authentic from indigenous people if you're learning indigenous knowledge. Yeah, support indigenous people, because once other people take that, it then might be losing some of its value and merit and accuracy. So if you're going to seek out psychedelic experiences or shamanic experiences or just like metaphysical healing experiences, like, I think whatever you're ready for will come to you, but also in the same hand, like, you should be doing your research and you should be supporting people who just have the highest like ethical score, you know, because there are people taking advantage of others out there, and then there are people who just like aren't good people at all and are still getting praised by the community, unfortunately. So if you're going to be doing this and you're planning to be doing this, just do it wisely. Anyway, so moving on. Yeah, next you'll just see the yoni there again with all the spirals. It's just a portal, okay? So yoni is a sacred cave, and it is a portal and is where all things are birthed from. In my life in general, I like to draw them. Also, you see dicks everywhere and people act like it's some fucking joke, and it's, yeah, sure, it can be funny, but like, you don't see as much female representation. Oh my god. You don't see as much yoni representation, and when you say yoni, no one knows what you're talking about. So yeah. And also, like, as an artist, I noticed that whenever I'm vending my art, like, I have prints that are just different vulvas, and people will see it and they will laugh. And I understand that, like, it's unexpected, and so that can be really entertaining, but it's not something to make fun of. I think, yeah, no one's been disrespectful so far, so I don't take it disrespectfully, but I notice that that is the reaction every single time, is laughter. And I'm like, so you don't laugh at porn, but when you see art and someone, like, with respect displaying a vagina, you're all of a sudden like, oh, like, acting a little immature about it. So I want to normalize it. I want to make it normalized to see vulvas. I want vulvas to be normalized, okay? It's not something, it's not funny, it's natural. It's like everyone comes out of one. I don't know. I don't get it. Honestly, when I see like vaginas in art, I'm just like, hell yeah, dude. Like, that's my honest reaction, you know? I'm not laughing at it. So, yeah, I make it a point to add it to a lot of my pieces, because people are still really sensitive about it. And I'm here to be like, dude, this is just a normal, natural thing. And like, there's a lot of like breasts in art, but there's not a lot of vulvas shown in art. So yeah, I just like to add them on there because it is the portal of life. And because they're pretty and I like them. That's why. Yeah, sewing in all the layers, the different elements. I really feel like I tapped into different elements here. We got water, we got fire, we got space, we got air, we got the earth. So all of it put together, boom, bam, bam, and tie it together with a nice little rainbow. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, and be sure to subscribe because I'm gonna be doing more like this. And if you like it, I don't know, I'm not an influencer. If you like it, cool. Yes, okay, bye.